Every time we unlock our phones, we believe we are stepping into the world. We scroll, we search, we connect. But what if everything we see is only the surface? What if the internet we think we know is merely the illuminated skin of something far deeper, far more controlled, and possibly far more classified? When people hear the words dark web, they imagine hidden marketplaces, encrypted chats, illegal trade. But investigators and cybersecurity analysts know something else. The dark web may not be the deepest layer. Beyond Tor, beyond civilian encryption, beyond the public backbone that carries global traffic, there are whispers of something else. Not a website, not a browser, not even a hidden server farm, but a parallel digital infrastructure. Some call it the shadow mesh, a network allegedly operating outside the public internet grid, using quantum-resistant encryption, traveling through private undersea cables, routing data through military-grade nodes that never touch civilian exchange points. There are no public documents confirming it, no press conferences, no official acknowledgement. But here's the unsettling part. The technology required to build it already exists. Major powers maintain isolated military networks. Corporations own private submarine cables. Quantum encryption is no longer theoretical. So the question isn't, can a private internet be built? The real question is, has it already been built? And if so, who controls it, and what travels through it that the rest of the world is not meant to see? According to emerging narratives inside advanced tech circles, this alleged network isn't built for messages or commerce or social media. It may be designed for something far more sensitive: data that defines power, systems that redefine sovereignty, and perhaps technologies shaping the next phase of human evolution itself. Because if a parallel infrastructure exists, then there may already be a parallel future, and we might not be part of it.
In this context, the term Human 2.0 emerges. For thousands of years, human evolution was a random biological process. Mutations occurred, and natural selection determined survival. But with the advent of technologies like CRISPR and the ability to edit DNA with unprecedented precision, the equation has changed. Evolution is no longer something we wait for. It has become something we can design. The core idea of Human 2.0 is to shift evolution from nature into the laboratory. It is not just about curing genetic diseases, but about redesigning the human biological framework entirely. Increasing life expectancy, enhancing cognitive abilities, improving neural responses, reducing the need for sleep, boosting muscle and bone efficiency. These scenarios are no longer pure science fiction. They are active research projects at various stages of development.
But genetic modification is only one dimension. The second dimension is neural integration. With advances in projects like Neuralink and brain-computer interface technologies, it has become possible to read and write neural signals to a limited degree. Today, these technologies are used to help paralyzed patients move or communicate. But if development continues, they could open the door to a direct connection between the brain and the network. Imagine accessing information without a screen. Imagine translation bypassing the ear. Imagine learning transforming into direct neural uploads. Yet direct connectivity brings an existential question. If the brain is connected, can it remain fully secure?
Cybersecurity would no longer concern data alone. It would concern consciousness itself. Then comes the third, most controversial dimension, linking biology with the economy. With the rise of sovereign digital currencies and biometric tracking systems through smartwatches and wearable devices, biological data has become a massive economic resource. Heartbeats, stress levels, sleep patterns, brain waves, all are collected, analyzed, and legally traded within commercial ecosystems. In the most extreme scenarios, there is a vision of linking biological performance directly to financial productivity. High focus or neural stability could become direct factors in an individual's economic evaluation. At this point, the body is no longer merely a biological entity. It becomes a production platform. In the shadows, there are also hypotheses about unregulated biometric data markets. Complete chemical patterns could be sold to develop products that precisely target neural responses. Here emerges the concept of emotional arbitrage, analyzing the psychological state of entire communities through their biological data, then designing pricing or marketing campaigns to exploit that state. There is no concrete evidence of it being applied as a centralized system, but the technical possibility exists fully. With the expanding role of artificial intelligence, another theory has emerged, known as Dead Internet 2.0. The hypothesis suggests that a massive proportion of digital content is now produced by AI to interact with other AI. Algorithms generate articles, write comments, and even respond to comments, while humans read and believe they are part of a genuine conversation. If interaction itself becomes automated, where does authenticity end and simulation begin? Conversely, there are counter-movements. Massive investments are being made in air-gapped servers, disconnected from the network, storing immutable copies of human knowledge. Officially, the goal is protection against attacks or digital collapses. Yet, in the more skeptical narratives, it is suggested that the aim is to preserve an unalterable version of history in case public content becomes susceptible to algorithmic rewriting. As for the silent cities, massive real estate projects in remote regions, they are officially viewed as long-term value stores and investments. However, some analyses suggest they could one day become low-connectivity sanctuaries, places where life can continue away from hyper-connected networks. All these elements, parallel networks, genetic modification, neural integration, biological economy, AI generating reality, might seem separate, but when viewed as a whole system, a different picture emerges. We are not merely talking about a new internet, we are talking about redefining what it means to be human. The question is no longer, does a secret network truly exist? Rather, if we gain the ability to engineer humans, link them to the network, and turn their biology into an economic resource, who will set the boundaries? History shows that technology does not wait for ethical consensus. It advances first, and the debate follows. Perhaps there isn't a parallel internet in the fully dramatic sense. Perhaps much of these narratives is exaggerated. But what is certain is that the technical foundations for every element of this story already exist, and they are evolving at unprecedented speed. And the real transformation may not be in the network, but within us.
Because Human 2.0, if it comes to be, will not be merely a biological upgrade. It will mark the beginning of a new chapter in the history of power, identity, and freedom. And the question that will remain hanging: will we lead this transformation, or will we discover that we were part of it all along, without even realizing it?